Well, they got the game back to even at 1-1 and a Wiley Nunn power play goal in the first period, but things had just fallen apart after that point. So for Detroit, today is going to be as much about rebounding as it is about getting the 2 points for Twin City. They are about to open up a pretty big stretch of games, so not only do they want the 2 points, but health is a key factor for this team as they approach the home stretch of Hub City, Tampa, before eventually returning back to Auburn, Maine, where this team is based out of. The Thunder are in their road uniforms today. The black jerseys with the Thunder logo on the front, white letters and numbers in the back outlined in green. Detroit with green letters and numbers outlined in gold in the back of their white uniforms with the Detroit Fighting Irish logo on the middle. Detroit will go from north to south across your screen in this opening period. They'll do it again in the third, and from south to north will attack the Thunder on your screen to start this period. We are just about set to go from TGH Iceplex. The puck is down, and Detroit will take possession off the draw. From TGH Iceplex in Brandon, Evanenko, the Arizona Hockey Union product. A couple of changes in the lineup today. Jay Kostecki is one of them for Detroit, wearing number 13. He's out there now, turns and fires a shot that whistles wide. Past to goaltender Jacob Snellenberg, wearing number 35, a former Connecticut Chief. He's 3-2-0 in the season with a .268 goals against and a .928 save percentage. He's got one shutout as well for the Thunder on this campaign, as Detroit will collect the puck in their own zone, swipe it out toward center. This is carried in by the Fighting Irish, shot from distance, knocked away by the blocker of Snellenberg. Now carried the other way and taken up by Twin City. It's Logan Tripp trying to go across for Sia Kudo. Kudo's been strong for this team this year. Now Hightower trying to go backdoor for Lane Stewart, and the pass missed the mark. Hightower held off the score sheet yesterday, but does have 51 points. Stewart trying to feed him in front. Pass missed. Leduc. Colin Leduc played defense yesterday for Detroit, up on the right wing of this top line today. Dishes a pass in front. Stewart inadvertently blocked that point shot. Gets it back, finds Hightower in close. Puts a shot right on Snellenberg to save. Rebound cleared out of the danger zone. Kudo trying to move the puck up the ice. He had Stewart draped on him. Finds a little clean air, but cannot clear the zone. Kept in at the point and swiped in deep, as Detroit will make changes with the puck still in the offensive zone just about 2 minutes into this hockey game. Gus Frankwitz, the former Maine Wild product, will bank that one off the boards and down the ice, and this will be icing. Starting goaltender today for the Detroit Fighting Irish is number 1, Daniel McCarthy. He's 4-7-1 in the season with a .457 goals against average and an .891 save percentage. There was a little bit of uncertainty as to who would start for Detroit, as that shot's blocked away by Snellenberg after a difficult outing yesterday. It was Vincent Maroney who gave up 8 goals. Out in front, a quick shot right on by Stefano Mini. Took a big hit in that game yesterday and was not right the remainder of the game. He didn't return to action, and with the game well decided in the third period, no need to rush him in. Good to see Stefano Mini back out there this morning, and he gets the chance there on his first shift of this hockey game. A quick shot, they score! Sprung into the offensive zone. Twin City opens it up. Justin Harshaw, his 8th goal of the season, and the Thunder have the icebreaker off and running just 2 minutes and 35 seconds into this hockey game. Justin Harshaw's 8th of the season for the Kent Hill product. And it's Twin City's 3rd line generating the offense in the opening couple of minutes. So the Thunder get a break after a good start for Detroit. They were the ones that were holding serve in the offensive zone, but unable to score the game's first goal, and then making them pay for it are the Thunder. So Harshaw opens it up. And Twin City ahead 1-0 as Detroit will carry this into the offensive zone. What moves? Trying to go to the forehand. Puck is loose. Jammed home. They score! Martin on the doorstep finds the loose puck driven in by Kostecki. Martin cleans it up. And what a response by the Fighting Irish. Time of the goal, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. It comes less than a minute after the opening goal by Harshaw. And Matt Martin, driving the net, gets a greasy goal for the Fighting Irish, who are immediately back into this hockey game 1-1. And that's the kind of response that this coaching staff is going to look for, as Martin's going to pick up his 7th goal of the season. And now Detroit looking for more. Shot from the point. Snellenberg, the rebound came to Hightower. Evanenko poked it off of his stick. Hightower, 51 points, 25 of them goals. It's a dangerous player. Was quiet yesterday. We don't expect him to be quiet 2 straight games. Point shot block comes to Stewart. In front looking for Hightower. Evanenko very physical on him. Number 51 in black. Seems to be a one-on-one matchup that we'll be able to watch throughout the morning here in Brandon, Florida, as that's deflected into the offensive zone by Colby Carlisle. Number 56 in black. Stretch pass misses the mark. Icing waved off. Frankwitz will peek over his shoulder. Has the puck now. Plays it up ahead. Intended for Dawson Gendreau. It was turned over to shot by Romanelli, who took a 10-minute game misconduct yesterday for a hit from behind in the first period. One of 3 5-minute majors that Detroit took in that 5-1 loss against the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs yesterday. Weaving his way in, and a backhanded shot right on it, a save by McCarthy. It was Sigurdsson, who's got 11 goals in the season and has seen time with NCDC, who made the move, trying to cut in on McCarthy. Detroit will gain center. Romanelli will flip it in. Benoit. Sigurdsson now, far side for Twin City. Looks for some open space, but he left the puck behind. Yemens was draped on him. Frankwitz now with it. Chipped up ahead for Saavedra. Off the stick of Luke Cafati. Cafati cutting in, shot was blocked. Sigurdsson's got it now behind the Detroit goal. Looking to play it up the wall. Sigurdsson bumped off the puck by Shane Rombach. Picked up his 19th assist and 27th point on Detroit's lone goal yesterday, scored by Wiley Nunn on the power play in the opening period. Detroit didn't get much of anything going against the Monarchs 5-on-5, but they do have a goal here and some sustained pressure. This is a Detroit team that is 12-15-1 in the Midwest East Division, 5th place entering this morning with 25 points, trying to get back into the win column. Good response. Matt Martin's goal, his 7th of the year and 14th point, as that shot is right on and gobbled up by Snellenberg. Take a look at the lines while we have an opportunity today. Twin City dressing 13 forwards. It's Talon Sigurdsson, Luke Cafati, and Jack Saavedra left to right on the top line. Logan Tripp, Cooper Leland, and Sia Kudo on the second line left to right. Justin Harshaw, the goal scorer, has Bradley McManus as his centerman and Gavin Simopoulos on the right wing. And Dawson Gendreau, Colby Carlisle, and Connor Demercher, are the fourth line today. Hightower dishes it off. Stewart with a shot. Snellenberg the save. Bubbled the rebound, and he'll collect it. Benny Lane Robichon is the 13th forward wearing number 12. Defensively, Zach Evanenko and Matthew Poirier is the top pairing. Vince Grotta and Gus Frankwitz, the second pairing. Chip Strano and Caleb Arcolini is the third pairing today. Silas Sullivan and Ben Jennings are the scratches. Jacob Snellenberg, the starter, 3-2-0 with a 2.68 goals against and a 9.28 save percentage entering today. He's also got a clean slate on the season. Owen Prisbalo, the Lawrence Tech product, is backing him up for head coach Alex Drulia in his second season with the Thunder. DJ McNaughton is his assistant coach. Ben Gray, the GM. Dan Hodge is the director of player personnel for the Thunder and is also the head coach of the NCDC entry for the Thunder in the USPHL. 1-1 your score on this Thursday morning. I'm Alex Thomas. Justin Harshaw's 8th opened the scoring with 2:38 gone by in this opening period, and then Matt Martin picks up his 7th of the year, coming at 3:10. So just a little housekeeping on those goals. 8th of the year, 17th point for Harshaw. A little an assist on that goal belongs to Gavin Simopoulos, who gets his 11th helper, 18th point of the year. Martin's 7th goal this season and 14th point is assisted by Jake Pernito, who gets his first assist of the year and his 3rd point at 3:10 of this opening period. As Detroit gets it even, and now here come the Fighting Irish. Stefano Mini. This is chipped up into the neutral zone and all the way down the ice. It'll be chased after by Rombach. Chipped off the wall. Kept in briefly by Demersher. Down low for Carlisle. On his forehand, tried to swipe it around the wall. It was intercepted and taken away by Benoit. Mini, unable to vacate the zone, kept in and sent back deep by Demersher. It is Carlisle with it now. As a white jersey draped on him, that's Zach Holman. Picked up his 2nd assist of the season, 4th point yesterday. He and Rombach had the helpers on the only goal that belonged to Wiley Nunn. Kept in by the Thunder. High shot, whistles wide. That was off the stick of Saavedra. 15 goals this season for Jack Saavedra. The Thunder, as we've mentioned, have had a couple of players get action in the NCDC, including that man Sigurdsson wires a wrist shot that's blocked away by McCarthy. And Detroit is able to send that one down the ice into Twin City territory. Frankwitz will collect it. He's got a ton of real estate here to work with. Chips it off the wall up to center. Saavedra will dump it in deep, settled down by McCarthy. He rings it around the wall, but it comes right to Saavedra. Deflected right on by Sigurdsson, and another save by McCarthy. Kafati digging away at it. Number 98 in black's got the puck now. Back up to the blue line. Arcolini. Kept in near side by Poirier. Poirier trying to walk down the wall. Dumps a Fighting Irish forward on the way there. Poirier behind the Detroit goal. Poirier centers it out in front. Sigurdsson snaps his shot right on. McCarthy the save. Rebound cleared. And that is going to miss the Twin City net by a matter of inches and will result in an icing. 11:19 to go. 1-1 your score. I'm Alex Thomas. Happy to have you here from TGH Iceplex. First of a USPHL doubleheader that will continue with Elite League action as the Northern Cyclones will take on the New York Aviators. Puck drop set for 11:30 here on Hockey TV. This is one of 2 premier games in action right now over at Advent Hill Center Ice. The New Hampshire Junior Monarchs and the Islanders Hockey Club facing off in a big Elite League battle as a shot through traffic goes wide. And for those Twin City fans, that's a game that they'll certainly want to keep an eye on as the Monarchs are trying to apply some pressure here on Twin City. And a regulation loss today coupled with a Monarchs victory would certainly make things interesting in an ultra-competitive division. As Logan Tripp moves it up, the Lewiston High School product snaps a wrist shot right on McCarthy. Unsure of where the puck is, following through his Tripp, who collected the rebound, put a backhander on, but McCarthy made the save. He bobbled that rebound, could not locate the loose puck, and that allowed Logan Tripp, who's searching for his 4th goal of the season, to walk right in and collect the loose puck. But credit where due for McCarthy as he makes a save to keep this game even with 10:38 to go. Shot off the draw by Poirier, knocked down by McCarthy. And then a clearing attempt finds its way into the Fighting Irish bench, and we'll get another whistle this time with 10:32. The second of a 3-game in 3-day set for the Fighting Irish. They'll take on the Hitmen tomorrow in Ellington at 10:30 a.m. Evanenko off the face-off. Didn't fully wind up. That shot ends up along the near wall. It hit a Fighting Irish defender. Now Poirier steps into one. That was blocked as well. That time getting in the shooting lane was Carter Schluckbeyer, one of 2 defensemen who dressed yesterday who are playing forward today. The other one we mentioned, Colin Leduc, who jumps up to the top line right wing spot. Detroit finished the game with 8 forwards for the final 12 minutes, and Leduc played forward. They moved him up, and he was serviceable. He was good for them in that spot. And he's going to get a chance to do it throughout the entire game here today. A good opportunity for him to show his versatility. And what has been a compact schedule for all these teams here. They're really playing a professional grind of games and practices, about 20 games and 45 days for the teams that are here for the duration of it. As this puck will rather be settled down by Snellenberg. And the Thunder are one of those teams that arrived here January 4th, along with all the NCDC teams and a handful of the premier teams. And they will be here through the 17th of February. So about 13 days left in this trip for these teams, as this is deflected into the offensive zone by Dawson Gendro, the Scarborough, Maine high school product. A high shot, may have hit something on the way in off the stick of Frankwitz. Along the far wall, Thunder starting to set up zone time here. Poirier, D-to-D, Frankwitz. Shot partially blocked by Gendro, goes into the corner. Collected by Carlisle. Into the far side, Carlisle looking to play it up the wall. Instead, he'll send it down low for Demersher. Connor Demersher. Four bodies, two aside, dig away at it. Detroit comes away with the puck and is able to move it up towards center, but not fully out of the zone. And then it takes a bounce, a favorable bounce to the Fighting Irish. And all that the Thunder can do with Demersher is send the puck back in. Over halfway home in this first period, 8:20 to go. 1-1 your score. Justin Harshaw opened it with his 8th of the season. Detroit responded. Kafani's shot was blocked as his top line for the Thunder goes to work. Sigurdsson. Kafani trying to get there. Lost the foot race. Puck played up to the blue line. Not out. Vince Grotto will keep it in. His shot right on. McCarthy the save. Sigurdsson going for the rebound. Bumped off the puck by Holman. Comes back up to Saavedra. Trying to walk into the slot. Was separated from the puck. And here come the Fighting Irish. Detroit going to take it up ahead. Leduc bullied off the puck by Saavedra. Trying to play it up for Kafani. Pass was a bit behind him. Comes into the Fighting Irish zone. Collecting it again is Rombach. Leads the way for points by a defenseman on this Detroit team with 27. I mentioned got his 19th assist yesterday on the only goal. It was on the power play. Out of the reach of number 13 in white. Down low, that is Kosticki. Saavedra will dump it in. McCarthy will settle. The Thunder will make wholesale changes with 7:20 to go in the opening period. Detroit gets it up to the blue line, chipped into the offensive zone. Evanenko was there with the A on his jersey. Plays it up for Siakudo. And it got into the neutral zone, but was aided by a glove on the Twin City bench, and we will get a whistle. Happy to have you a little before 9:30. From Hub City, Tampa. First of two games here at TGH Iceplex today. The only premier game here at TGH. It's a very rare New England and Midwest East Division battle. Here comes Tripp into the slot, trying to feed it across. The pass was in the feet of Cooper Leland, his centerman. Looking for his 4th goal this season. Just Tripp unable to connect it with him. Detroit will take it back into the offensive zone. Perfectly played by Evanenko and swiped up the head by Chip Strano. Leland gets it back into the Fighting Irish zone. Detroit will go D-to-D, and now they'll try to move up the ice. Puck hit a body on the way there. Good pressure here by this second line for the Thunder. Kicked free by Strano, the Shady Side Academy product, looking to go across for Tripp. Evanenko intercepted the pass, and a penalty coming as Shane Rombach is tripped up. And the Fighting Irish going to go to the power play here with a chance to take their first lead of the morning. So Shane Rombach, who scored an assist yesterday, was his point shot that eventually found the back of the goal. The only tally in that loss for the Fighting Irish. He draws the penalty. So Detroit, who yesterday on the power play was 1 for 1. They scored in their only opportunity. And Poirier off the face-off will do the honors of sending this down the length of the ice. So they won't set up right away here. But we'll have an opportunity to get right back into the driver's seat. It's Rombach who drew the penalty, takes it for a lap in the offensive zone, back up top for Hightower. 25 goals in the season for Hightower. Rombach shot right off, big save by Snellenberg. Rebound off the side of the goal by Holman, and the net comes off behind Snellenberg. Zachary Holman had about 60% of the net to hit there, and he just missed it. looking to give Detroit their first lead in this 3-game and 3-day set. They did not lead at any point in that game yesterday. Puck goes out of play. Face-off comes into the neutral zone. Detroit wins it. Once again, I'm Alex Thomas. Happy to have you alongside here on this Thursday morning. 1-1 your score. Late in the period, Detroit on the first power play. As a quick shot, they score. It's a shorthanded goal. Twin City, the penalty kill, which is 71.4% this season. It hasn't been a strong suit for this team. But Jack Saavedra, the captain, collects the puck and snaps home his 16th goal of the season, shorthanded at 14 minutes and 31 seconds of this opening period. Detroit had gotten the momentum. They got on the power play, but Saavedra collects the goal. And Twin City has stolen the momentum back. A tough goal for McCarthy to give up. He'd been so good. Again, not much he can do on that for this Detroit team. But Twin City able to get the momentum, and now we'll get a whistle. I don't know if they had whistled that for icing. Would have been a mistake considering that Twin City's on the penalty kill, so that's a legal play in every sense of the word. Saavedra's shorthanded goal is unassisted. His 16th of the season. It comes at 14:31 shorthanded. And the Twin City Thunder regain the lead here in period number 1. As they look for their 16th win of the season in a strong New England division. Shorthanded, they're still working. And it's Poirier that moves it up ahead. There is no PA in the building, so we apologize if we're a little behind on the scoring. It is 4-on-4 here. Leduc will center it out in front, looking for a deflection. Just missed Hallman. Evanenko is in the penalty box for tripping for Twin City, and he'll be set free now. So the Thunder are going to go to the power play. They're 31.9% of the man advantage this season, and they have a chance to extend this lead. On the penalty that Detroit took on the power play in their own zone. Dished across. Unable to settle it was Frankwitz. Now he'll send the puck down low. Puck bouncing around. Comes right back to Harshaw, who opened the scoring. Frankwitz winds, fires a shot. That's blocked. And slow to get up, number 22 in white, Garrett Benoit, who stepped into the shooting lane. Poirier. There was a quote recently from Dave Tippett, who's the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, who says, you got to get in lanes, especially in the penalty kill. It hurts to win. And that one certainly stung Benoit. But it prevents a goal, and now shorthanded the other way comes Romanelli. But Frankwitz quickly back to break that up with just under half a minute to go on the power play. Pass was intended for McManus. Thunder really not going to get anything set up on this power play. 15 seconds left in it. Carried into the offensive zone by Logan Tripp. Centering pass to nowhere is cleared down the ice, and that's going to do it. So both sides go 0 for 1 on the power play, but the damage done by Twin City shorthanded on Saavedra's 16th goal of the season at 14:31, and that's the difference as we have just 2:45 left in this first period rather, as Cooper Leland tries to play it back up to the point, finds Evanenko, right back down for Leland along the near wall. Evanenko gets it back at the blue line, thought about shooting, and he did. It was deflected wide off the stick of number 92, Cooper Leland. Thunder controlling 5-on-5 here. It's sent in deep by Tripp. Rung around the wall by the Fighting Irish. Stewart looking for some help, but he's bumped off the puck immediately by Tripp. Twin City trying to keep it in the zone. Puck jars loose and eventually squirts out to center where Evanenko will take it. Flips a backhander, D to D for Strano. Looking to connect that time with Sia Kudo, but the pass was off the mark. Detroit will collect it in their own zone. 2 minutes even to go in the first period. 2-1 Thunder your score. Tripp collects a loose puck at center on top of the Tampa Bay Lightning logo. For those not familiar with TGH Iceplex, it is the official practice rink of the defending Stanley Cup champions who took home their second cup in franchise history in the bubble in Edmonton this past fall. Arcolini up to the blue line. Gendreau, Dawson Gendreau cutting to the goal. He's tripped up, penalty upcoming. And for the second time today, the Thunder are going to go to the power play as Dawson Gendreau takes a loose puck, barrels his way to the goal, and that's going to draw the penalty with 1:29 to go. We saw yesterday, the end of the second period, it was a 3-1 game in favor of the Monarchs. Detroit took a 5-minute major, gave up a goal that made it 4-1, and that was pretty much all she wrote. And they'll try to avoid that same mistake here this morning. It's early in the hockey game, but it can get late early. Detroit's got to get a kill here to prevent themselves from going down by 2 heading into the break. There will be carryover time if they can get through the next minute and 15 seconds. Evanenko holds it at the blue line now, dishes it across D to D for Strano. His shot toward goal was deflected and came right into the blue paint. Evanenko able to keep it in. Thunder setting things up along the perimeter. As we mentioned, 31.9% of the power play. Backdoor score. Saavedra, 17th of the season, second of the game. He's got a shorthanded goal. He's got a power play goal. And the Thunder strike on the man advantage, and they now lead it 3-1. Time of the goal, 19 minutes and 1 second on the power play. Second of the game for Saavedra in his 17th of the season. So the Detroit penalty kill, again giving up a goal in the final minute of a period as the Thunder get a big one here. And goals in the final minute can just be killer momentum-wise. They can also help build momentum. As Detroit trying to get it right back, a quick shot by Martin, their goal scorer, hit off the shoulder of Snellenberg. Martin trying to play it back up to the blue line, run into. Swiped up the wall. Arcolini couldn't get it out. Martin keeps it in, trying to drop it back up for Rombach. Good pressure coming from Demersher. Rombach had to hustle up just to get the puck. Now Demersher moves it up ahead. Deflected to the blue line by Gendreau, who drew the penalty, the trip and call. Vince Grotta will chase after it. Plays it up the near wall, tipped to the line, not out, shot deflected. Hit the skate of Carlisle with 9 seconds left. Arcolini could not clear. Another chance. Grotta slaps it off the wall. And finally out of the zone by Demersher, and that's going to do it. For a first period in which Detroit came out swinging and had the better of the 5-on-5 play for the first about 10 minutes of the frame. But Justin Harshaw buries the first chance of the game that Twin City gets at the 2:35 mark from Gavin Simopoulos to give Twin City a 1-0 lead. There was an excellent response less than a minute later from Matt Martin, his 7th goal of the season. But a shorthanded goal by Jack Saavedra at 14:31 broke the tie. And then a power play goal at 19:01 from Saavedra has Twin City up by a pair as we are a third of the way through this rare New England versus Midwest East Division battle in the USPHL's Premier League. It's an early one at TGH Iceplex. It's 3-1 Thunder. You're watching USPHL Premier League hockey. When we return, we'll recap your scoring in period number 1 and take a look at the scoreboard around the Premier League on this Thursday morning. I'm Alex Thomas. We'll take a break. Be back in for second period action next.
ready to take on new challenges. New faces, new determinations with the same ultimate goal in mind. Develop, win. We are the New York Aviators.
A typical week, we try to practice 5 days a week. We usually get a gym session before ice, and then from there we go on the ice. Beginning of the week, we tend to lean more towards skill, and then later on towards the end of the week, we try to get more systematic play. That way we're developing their individual skill and then their hockey IQ in a systematic way.
The location's great. You have your own sheet of ice, you're the only team on that sheet. We have our own roller rink where everybody gets to do skills. We have our own gym, and when you have that and you're close to the beach or close to downtown, you're never bored here. It's not somewhere where you're just sitting around, the weather's bad. No, you're always with your team, you're always doing team building, you're always having a great time, and builds a lot.
We want to see every kid succeed, and it's big that every kid knows that. We really do. We're not these drill sergeants that are going to scream and yell every second and then I want to talk to you about getting better. Our goal is to have 50 guys that are succeeding. It truly is. So.
The teams that are the closest are the ones that have the most fun, and the teams that are the closest are typically the ones that do the best. So it's a big factor for us to make sure everybody's having fun, everybody's enjoying themselves.
Everybody's playing this game because they want to advance their careers, but at the same time, everybody started because it's a fun game.
I played in the USPHL my whole career. It was a no-brainer for me. If you want to get developed and you want to become a better player and you have the ambition to play college hockey, it's the right league. It is. We're worried about moving you on to the next level, and that's what the league's about, getting players ready to move on.
USPHL has advanced 2,600 players to college hockey. We're the biggest junior league in the country with over 60 teams in our premier division, another 25 to 30 in our elite division. We take a different approach. Go on to NCAA rules, not junior rules. We go under a program that spends an inordinate amount of time advancing those players. We spend time in helping them with SAT and ACT training. If you're a foreign player with TOEFL training, USPHL has the best coaches, the best players, the best opportunity for college advancement.
From the London area, New Hampshire, here, captain of the Monarchs, winning versus the team, winning, Drew Poirier.
Quickly gets it back, Friesen, playing pitch and catch, shot, score!
Daniels, through traffic goes wide, Porter centers it out in front through the legs of McKenzie, shot, they score! Ryan Cardo, Lizotte sends it down low, Enderly, shot, score! Riley Enderly, power play goal!
The emotions right here for 60 minutes. That's what we need on this week today.
Very much a missed presence in this organization, but he's been an inspiration, and the Monarchs, playing for him, have gotten themselves back on even footing. How about that? It's Eric Brown again.
week, we try to practice 5 days a week. We usually get a gym session before ice, and then from there we go on the ice. Beginning of the week, we tend to lean more towards skill, and then later on towards the end of the week, we try to get more systematic play. That way we're developing their individual skill and then their hockey IQ in a systematic way.
The location's great. We have your own sheet of ice. You're the only team on that sheet. We have our own roller rink where everybody gets to do skills. We have our own gym, and when you have that and you're close to the beach or close to downtown, you're never bored here. It's not somewhere where you're just sitting around, the weather's bad. No, you're always with your team, you're always doing team building, you're always having a great time, and builds a lot.
We want to see every kid succeed, and it's big that every kid knows that. We really do. We're not these drill sergeants that are going to scream and yell every second and then I want to talk to you about getting better. Our goal is to have 50 guys that are succeeding. It truly is. So.
The teams that are the closest are the ones that have the most fun, and the teams that are the closest are typically the ones that do the best. So, it's a big factor for us to make sure everybody's having fun, everybody's enjoying themselves.
Everybody's playing this game because they want to advance their careers, but at the same time, everybody started because it's a fun game.
I played in the USPHL my whole career. It was a no-brainer for me. If you want to get developed and you want to become a better player and you have the ambition to play college hockey, it's the right league. It is. We're worried about moving you on to the next level, and that's what the league's about, getting players ready to move on.
The USPHL has advanced 2,600 players to college hockey. We're the biggest junior league in the country with over 60 teams in our premier division, another 25 to 30 in our elite division. We take a different approach. Go on to NCAA rules, not junior rules. We go under a program that spends an inordinate amount of time advancing those players. We spend time in helping them with SAT and ACT training. If you're a foreign player, with TOEFL training, USPHL has the best coaches, the best players, the best opportunity for college advancement.
From Londonderry, New Hampshire, here, captain of the Monarchs, women versus the team, winning, Drew Poirier.
Quickly gets it back, Friesen. Playing pitch and catch shot, score!
Daniels, through traffic goes wide. Porter centers it out in front through the legs of McKenzie. Shot, they score! Ryan Cardo. Lizotte sends it down low. Enderly, shot, score! Riley Enderly, power play goal.
The emotions right here for 60 minutes. That's what we need on this group today.
Very much a missed presence in this organization, but he's been an inspiration, and the Monarchs, playing for him, have gotten themselves back on even footing. How about that? It's Eric Brown again.
Minutes in the books. It was a strong 20 for the Twin City Thunder, who get goals from Justin Harshaw, his 8th goal of the season, coming at the 2:35 mark. It was the opener in this game. Detroit did recover at 3:10, less than a minute later. In fact, it was just 45 seconds later that they scored the game's tying goal. On a rebound, it was collected by Matt Martin, who banged home his 7th of the season for the Detroit Fighting Irish, but an unassisted shorthanded goal from Jack Saavedra, his 16th of the year at 14:31, and then Saavedra burying a Talon Sigurdsson feed at 19:01 on the power play. Not only gave the Thunder the lead, but gave them insurance, and how about that for Saavedra? A first period that sees him score on the power play and shorthanded. Be interesting to see what kind of afternoon/morning he'll be able to put in here for the Thunder. Well, we were going to get to the Premier League scoreboard here on this Thursday, but it looks like we're going to have a goaltending change here. for the Detroit Fighting Irish. It was Daniel McCarthy who made the start today. But judging from our broadcast perch here, it's not going to be McCarthy who carries on. As just trying to get the information for you, and then we'll pass it along. But it looks like Detroit has made a goaltending change and is going to put Derek Antal into the game. So Derek Antal will take over for this second period of action. Antal is 4-3-0 in 10 games played this season. He's got a 6.39 goals against average and a save percentage of .825. So Antal will take over for Detroit after a first period in which McCarthy surrendered 3 goals and 11 shots. So McCarthy's day is done, and Antal immediately has to make a save on a shot from the point off the stick of Chip Strano. Talking to the Detroit coaches before the game, there was some uncertainty about what direction they would go in goal. Yesterday, they started with Vincent Maroney, who played the whole game, gave up 8 goals, but you go back at the goals that he gave up, a lot of redirections and high danger opportunities. So they'll see if the goaltending change today with McCarthy coming out for Antal makes a difference. But again, if you're just joining us, Daniel McCarthy, or if you stepped away at the intermission, as this is going to be icing, McCarthy makes 8 saves on 11 shots in 1 period of action and is replaced by Derek Antal, who was 4-3-0 with a 6.39 goals against and an .825 save percentage on the season. While we have a whistle, here is your look at the scoreboard right now in the Premier League. The New Hampshire Junior Monarchs and Islanders Hockey Club are facing off at Advent Health Center Ice on Rink C right now. We do not have a scoring update for you. That game, however, is in progress and will be followed up at 11:05 with the Connecticut Junior Rangers and the New York Aviators. Some other action in Hub City, Tampa at 11:45 over at Clearwater Ice Arena NHL. South Shore Kings and the Utica Comets will meet up. The backhander right on it. Save made by Antal. Didn't know where the puck was. Rebound cleared away from danger. We'll get back to the scoreboard in a moment as Twin Cities applying pressure. Save made by Antal, and then trying to swing and miss was Tripp. Or rather trying to swing, but he missed on what would have been mid-air connection there. Some of that Sidney Crosby magic that we've seen him pull in the NHL a number of times. Romback plays it back for Colin Leduc. Stefano Mini fresh onto the ice. Up to center. Benoit. Now taken by Tripp. Back into the Twin City zone. Tripp takes the return feed and then a big collision with Stefano Mini, who was knocked down hard to the ice but gets right back up and is now in on the forecheck as Sammy Yemens threw that into the offensive zone. Yemens trying to get there. The Thunder could not vacate the zone. Trying to clear it with Siakudo. Good pressure here as Benoit keeps it in, but a penalty coming behind the play. A tripping call. And it is going to be against Detroit. So Sammy Yemens did a good job on that shift of applying pressure on the forecheck and keeping the puck in the zone. Is going to go for tripping with 17:26 to go in the second period. And Twin City, who's 1 for 2 in the power play, has an opportunity to open this game up a little bit here. Face-off will be to the left of Antal. And Twin City hops on it immediately. Simopoulos in the corner. Plays it back up to the blue line. Evanenko. Thought about dishing it to Poirier. Down low, Simopoulos. Now in the near corner, Simopoulos. Up top, Poirier. Trying to return it for Simopoulos. And hit a Detroit forward and is collected by Cracchiolo and sent all the way down the ice. Giuseppe Cracchiolo, number 5 in white. First time we've called his name as he's out there on the penalty kill. 85 seconds left on the power play. Carried in with speed by Gus Frankwitz, cutting to the goal. A backhander comes along the near wall and has to be chipped up to the point by Harshaw. Going trying to go backdoor, and the feed, they score. Harshaw's second of the afternoon, or second of the morning, as McManus had replaced Frankwitz on the blue line and wired a pass down low for Harshaw, who had a yawning cage to deposit his 9th of the season and 2nd of the game into. And Twin City now 2 for 3 on the power play, and they lead it 4-1, just 3 minutes and 21 seconds in to this second period. So 2 power play goals, a shorthanded goal. Special teams is the difference in this game. Both teams with a single tally at 5-on-5. And how about that vision and playmaking ability from McManus? We saw Gus Frankwitz start the entire sequence by carrying the puck in to the offensive zone. He was deep into the play, so McManus had to go to the blue line. And what playmaking ability to set up Harshaw for really what amounted to depositing the puck into a wide open goal. As Garada tried to feed it out in front for Jocelyn Gendro, puck missed the mark, and now the Irish will collect it. Detroit looking for some kind of response here in this second period. 3 unanswered goals for the Twin City Thunder have broken this game open, and this is the same spot Detroit was in yesterday in the second period. Trailing by 3. So Frankwitz and Poirier get the helpers, and Detroit does respond. Loose puck knocked in, Lane Stewart. His 11th goal this season. And Stewart, on his way to the bench, has some words for Arcolini. He's fired up. The Irish are fired up, and they get right back into this hockey game. It's 4-2. Well, game on. But quickly, we get a whistle. And Stewart is going to go right to the penalty box. Well, he was fired up after scoring that goal, understandably so. He gave a shove to Caleb Arcolini on his way back to the bench, and then still a little too fired up on the face-off. And I understand scoring a goal, but this is a Twin City power play that's 2 for 3 and has made it look easy on their last 2 opportunities. And an undisciplined penalty by Lane Stewart, seconds after he scores the goal, put the Thunder back on the man advantage as they look to regain their 3-goal lead. Evanenko, Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson down low. What a move! And then trying to go to the forehand was Luke Cafati, but he gets way too much underneath that and skies it up out of play. So, Twin City trying to regain their 3-goal lead. Shot right on. Antol makes a save. We'll recap your scoring here. The power play goal at 3:21, second of the day for Harshaw. His 9th of the season and 18th point. Gus Frankwitz will pick up the primary assist. They give it to Frankwitz, his 5th assist of the year. And Matthew Poirier gets his 8th helper of the season with a secondary assist. I'm shocked that McManus doesn't get a point. But regardless, that made it 4-1, and then Lane Stewart is 11th of the year from Shane Rombach, his 20th assist of the season for Rombach, and 28th point at 4:13. But Twin City right back in the power play after the Stewart penalty. That hits a body and is chipped out. Sigurdsson and Kelly are tied up in the Detroit zone. Here come the Thunder. Barreling in. Cafati walks into the slot. Lets a shot go. Antol doesn't know where the puck is. It's caught up in his equipment. It never did come loose, so they will hang on for a whistle. So it is a penalty for slashing to Lane Stewart. That's the official scoring of it at 4:14, just 1 second after his goal. That made it a 4-2 game. 70 seconds left on the penalty. Face-off won by McManus. And Twin City's power play will go to work. It's a swipe down low, Rombach. Flipped up to the blue line, kept in momentarily, and then kicked up to McManus. So Twin City continues to work. Simopoulos right back for McManus. Romanelli getting in the lane. Poirier faked the shot, dishes to McManus along the near wall. 51 seconds left in the power play. McManus, a wrist shot off of the blocker of Antol, off the glass and out of play with 14:32 to go in the second period and 47 seconds of power play time remaining. First of two here from TGH Iceplex today. We will have Elite League action next. Northern Cyclones, New York Aviators here on Hockey TV. Antal makes the save on the point shot, but the rebound comes out. Eventually Detroit able to collect it and clear it. Now it's a foot race. Poirier trying to beat Romanelli. He does with half a minute to go on the power play. Thunder barreling up the ice. They get it up across center. Frankwitz going to try and set it up again. He'll pull up along the far wall. Watched by Rombach. Dishes it up to the blue line. McManus. Down low for Simopoulos. Bumped by Hallman. Puck is loose. Trying to keep it in with McManus. Squirts free to Rombach. And he will do the honors and clear that the length of the ice. And that'll just about do it for the power play. Snellenberg trying to push the pace. Moves it up ahead with 6 seconds left on the advantage. McManus. Poirier. Weak backhand into the goal, missed the net. Chipped out in front, and a chance for McManus. It hopped over his stick. The Duke will clear it, and that will do it now for the power play. So Detroit, after the goal by Stewart, gets a big penalty kill. And with 13.5 to go in the second period, it is still 2-1. That was turned over. Kostecki couldn't get a shot away. Now a chance from a bad angle over Snellenberg and into the corner. So Detroit, who had a good push 5-on-5 in the first half of our opening period, they score! Oh, that baked off a defenseman and in! It is 4-3. A centering pass. It looked harmless from behind the goal. Hits a Thunder defenseman and finds its way into the goal. And just like that, Detroit is within one. They get the penalty kill, and then it is Jake Pernito, whose centering feed banks in for his third goal of the season. Time of the goal is 6 minutes and 46 seconds. A fortuitous bounce for Detroit gets them within one, and we are going to see a goaltending change. Jacob Snellenberg's afternoon is done after 26 minutes and 46 seconds. Owen Prisballo is going to come into the game. He's the starter a majority of the time. Prisballo with a 10-7-1 record, a 3.06 goals against, and an .896 save percentage. Prisballo was also the goalie of record in an exhibition game here in Hub City, Tampa. He picked up an overtime victory against the PWHPA All-Stars that included a handful of Olympians in that 2018 United States team, gold medalists in South Korea, including Northern Cyclones NCDC assistant coach Callie Flanagan. Prisballo was good in that outing, and they'll need him to be good again here as they try to hold off Detroit. All of a sudden, the Fighting Irish are within one. That shot from the blue line missed by a country mile on a bid from Lane Stewart. Thunder able to chip it up ahead. A foot race. Stewart beating the puck, trying to hold on for dear life, and a penalty upcoming. Lane Stewart clutching and grabbing. He's going to get called for a hold on Colby Carlisle, who had him beaten. And that's one of the cases where that is a good penalty to take, because if Stewart doesn't impede Carlisle, he's going to the goal with nobody else near him. And at the end of a lengthy shift, Stewart really didn't have much of a choice. So the penalty kill, which just did an excellent job on Twin Cities' fourth power play, has an opportunity here to keep the momentum going after Detroit scores two unanswered. Lane Stewart at 4:13, and then a fortunate bounce for Jake Pernito, his third of the season. Kostecki, by the way, will pick up the assist, his 8th of the year, and 16th point, as Antal will make the save on a bad angle shot off the stick of Tripp. And Colin Leduc, up at forward today, picks up his 12th assist and 21st point of the year. So it is Pernito from Kostecki and Leduc at 6:46 of this second period. And now Twin City trying to get the insurance back as Siakudo will center that out in front. A quick shot off the stick of Cooper Leland goes just wide. Leland, Tripp, trying to feed it back for Leland. Comes up to the point for Evanenko. Evanenko along the wall for Tripp. Takes it up to the blue line. Tripp walks in. His shot hit a body and goes high over the goal. Strano slapped around the wall by Detroit. Leland's going to let it go up top for Evanenko. Steps into his shot. Antal gloves it down. No whistle, or no rebound rather, and we get a whistle with 11:24 to go. 75 seconds left on the power play, 5th of the afternoon for Twin City. Just about halfway through this hockey game, Thunder jumped out to a 4-1 lead on a pair of power play goals and a shorthanded marker to go with Harshaw's 5-on-5 goal in the opening minutes of this game. But Detroit has fought back. Kelly blocks the shot by Saavedra, who scored both shorthanded on the man advantage. Been an interesting morning for him. Poirier. Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson back up top for Poirier. Dishes across D to D. Frankwitz. Now it's Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson trying to cut to the goal. They'll leave it for Kafati. Kafati up top Poirier. Quickly for Frankwitz. Shot blocked by Kelly. Comes up to the blue line. Kept in by Poirier. 40 seconds left in the power play. Cross ice feed bounce, but Kafani able to settle it. That's Poirier at the point. Holds it and now dishes into the skates of Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson walks to the top of the slot. Wrist shot right on. Antol the save. Pizzo trying to clear it. He can't. Puck bounces right back on to Antol. Rebound sits there. Collected by Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson. Bumped by Kelly along the wall. Chases it down. Sigurdsson. Into the skates of Kafati with 13 seconds left in the power play. One-timer by Frankwitz. It whistles wide. Rebound trying to collect it was, I believe it was Frankwitz who pinched in. Rather, that was Poirier who shot. Whistled wide. Pizzo clears it up and down the ice, and that'll do it. Another big kill for the Fighting Irish, whose bench is up and banging their sticks on the boards. There is life on that bench now. Sigurdsson walks into the slot, lost the puck, but he was hooked. As Clay Hightower going to protest. Actually, it's going to be a slashing call here, but Twin City going to go right back to the power play. It is number 6 of the hockey game, and we are just over the halfway point with 9:57 to go in the period. Jacob Snellenberg, if you're just joining us, started this game, made 6 saves on 9 shots, 26 minutes and 46 seconds of action. When Przbalo has come in and only had to make 1 save so far. Splayed back up to the blue line as Twin Cities power play goes to work again. Evanenko shot right on, no rebound with Harshaw on the doorstep. And we will get a whistle. Just 9 seconds into this power play. Twin City coming off of a 3-1 win over the Skipjacks on February the 2nd. Did not play yesterday, but back in action here today. And leading 4-3 over Detroit, looking for their 16th win of the season. Strano looking for Simopoulos, too much on that pass. Going to come all the way up to the near blue line, but it's kept in by McManus. Down low for Simopoulos, trying to feed it out in front. Looking for a tap in by Harshaw. 4 goals, but only 2 goal scorers today. Saavedra with a pair and Harshaw, 1 on the power play and 1 5-on-5. Very nearly had a hat trick if his stick was down on the ice. This is carried down low by Demersher. Connor Demersher trying to play it up to the blue line. Intercepted by Romanelli, and he'll clear it the length of the ice. Przbalo settles for Strano. 1:05 left in the power play. Stretch pass for Gendro, no icing. He got a piece of that at the blue line, but it comes to Colin Leduc. Chipped off the wall, off a Thunder stick, and all the way down to Przbalo. Trying to feed it for Evanenko. Bit of a miscommunication. Stefano Mini. Up to the blue line. Romanelli shorthanded. His shot. That was blocked by Strano. Comes to Przbalo. And a penalty upcoming against the Thunder. So sloppy on the power play. And with 45 seconds to go, they're going to take a penalty in their own zone. And that's going to be another kill for Detroit. As Twin City, who is 2 for 3 in the power play, is all of a sudden 2 for 6. As Zach Evanenko is going to go to the penalty box, and we are 45 seconds away from just the second power play of the day for Detroit, trailing by 1 with all the momentum right now. This game has changed on a dime. That Lane Stewart goal at 4:13 has changed the fortunes for Detroit. They've gotten 2 big kills, and they got another goal on a favorable bounce as Pernito was just trying to center the pass out in front, hit a body, and found its way in. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And Detroit trying to make it 4 as they jam away at the side of the goal. A late poke by a Fighting Irish forward. That's going to draw the ire of a couple of Thunder. Matthew Poirier in there as well. He's most notable from our broadcast perch in terms of the pushing and shoving. There's still a couple of arms extended. Poirier's now out of the pile-up. And everybody's been pulled away with 36 seconds left of 4-on-4 time. So 36 seconds of 4-on-4 will take the face off, and it's chipped out by the Thunder, who just need to relieve the pressure right now. Rombach. They just got to find a way to stop the bleeding here, but Detroit going to go to the power play as Hallman will swipe a D-to-D for Rombach. We're going to catch Hallman in stride, but the pass was a little bit behind him. Stefan O'Mini with it now. The feed was turned over. Kosticki overskated the puck, and the Thunder were able to collect it with 6 seconds left, but they're not going to push. Lane Robichaud with it now. Onto the power play go the Fighting Irish. Nearly too many men. Had to be careful there. Hightower makes a nice move. Clay Hightower trying to go back door and feed Stewart. Was deflected wide. 51 points in the air for Hightower. Dishes it out in front. Stewart another shot. And that ends up in the netting with 56 seconds left on the power play and 7:38 to go in the second period. Clay Hightower, 51 points, 25 of them goals this season for the Fighting Irish. He is their top weapon when it comes to offense. Was quiet yesterday in the 8-1 loss. The New Hampshire Junior Monarchs did an excellent job physically in that game yesterday. But more prevalent in this game, and you have a feeling it's coming offensively for him. A shot from the point by Holman is collected by Prisbalo, and he'll hang on for a whistle. There was traffic in front. Looked like Wiley Nunn, who scored his second goal of the season yesterday in the power play, number 7, was providing the screen. Hightower will take the face-off, opposite of Leland, who wins it for the Thunder penalty killers. Arcolini trying to clear it out of the zone, but Nunn bumped him. Hightower's dumped by Arcolini. Puck squirts loose into the slot. Nobody there but black jerseys. So the Thunder are able to collect it and move it up ahead. Jack Savadra's already got one shorthanded today, which is the difference in this hockey game. 3 special teams goals for the Thunder, 3 5-on-5 goals for the Fighting Irish. Got to get special teams going, or it's going to be tough to win this one. Holman. Watched by Arcolini. Flips it up ahead into the midsection of Savadra. Has none on him. Easily shakes him off. And then Savadra will fire that one down the length of the ice with 4 seconds to go. And that'll do it for Detroit's second power play. It was an abbreviated one, but they don't get a ton going, and they're now 0 for 2 on the man advantage today. This is deflected into the offensive zone by Sammy Yemens. Hightower leaves it for Yemens. Flipped up to the blue line. Thunder able to clear with 6:25 to go in the period. Peeking over his shoulder is Jagger Kelly. Chipped it off the wall. It was turned over. Trying to go back door, looking for a trip. But the pass too much on it from Leland. Back up top, Evanenko. Shot missed by a country mile. Comes up the near wall. Yemens trying to clear it. Leduc chips it up ahead. Puck bouncing around. Finally finds its way out to center. Up ahead for Colin Leduc. Pass missed him. He'll chase after it. Inside positioning. Evanenko. Bumped by Leduc. Yemens in there as well for Detroit. Siakudo chasing after it. He's knocked down. Detroit able to keep the puck in. Shot from an angle. Knocked away by Prisbalo. Another chance out in front. Yemens pushed it wide. Tripp with it now. Trying to clear it up ahead. Another bounce. This puck is not going where anybody wants it to right now. Eventually finds its way into the Detroit zone. Kelly swipes it up ahead. Pernito picked up his 3rd goal of the season earlier in this period. Antal's got to come out. There's a ton of black jerseys bearing down on the puck. Not enough white jerseys. Flipped up ahead for Sammy Yemens. Has some speed. Gains the blue line. Yemens able to create a little bit of space. Fires a shot. That's knocked away by Prisbalo. Taken by Leduc along the far wall. Pinching in is Cracchiolo. Good pressure here. 5-on-5 by Detroit. In the neutral zone. Pernito able to shake off Siakudo. Shot in and out of the glove of Prisbalo. Swiped up ahead by Evanenko. Right back for Kudo. Kudo wheels it up ahead towards center. Cracchiolo bumped a Thunder player. Chipped back into the zone by Strano. Looking to line up a big hit was Pizzo. But stepping out of the way was McManus, and then Pizzo went hard into the wall. Strano shakes off Kostecki. Thunder moving up ahead, 4:40 to go in the period. Pizzo able to poke the puck free momentarily. Harshaw trying to feed it for Simopoulos. Lost it. Benoit up to center. Icing waved off by the near official. Said it hit a Thunder stick, so we'll play on. Frankwitz. Good pace here late in the second period. Cracchiolo chips it up ahead across center. Pass off the mark, comes to Poirier. He'll gain center. Flubs on the dump-in attempt, comes to Giuseppe Pizzo. Kostecki from an angle is going to flip it on goal, and Przbala will make the save with 4:06 to go on this Thursday morning, and now we get more pushing and shoving in front of the Twin City goal. It was 3-1 Thunder after one. Then they tacked on a goal just 3:21 into the period. Harshaw's second on the power play to make it 4-1. But Detroit has responded. Goals by Lane Stewart, his 11th of the year at 4:13. And Jake Pernito, his third of the year at 6:46. Two quick goals, couple of big penalty kills, and the Fighting Irish, who lost 8-1 yesterday, were in a position where, down 4-1, it would have been easy to pack up and call it a day, especially with their third game in 3 days, rather, coming tomorrow, but not the case. They have battled back here and trail by one with 4:06 to go, and they have largely controlled the play at 5-on-5 today. Special teams is what has been the issue so far. They score! A quick shot from an angle by Sigurdsson, and the lead extended back to 2 on the 12th of the year by Talon Sigurdsson. And he just pulled up and fired one. That is going to certainly quell the momentum. 5-3 Thunder. Time of the goal is 16 minutes and 8 seconds. Their 5th goal of the day, just their second at 5-on-5. As the top line, which has been largely quiet at 5-on-5. Saavedra has 2 goals, 1 shorthanded, 1 power play. But 5-on-5, Detroit's done a good job of limiting them. And now there's a conversation at the Fighting Irish bench because Lane Stewart was hauled down in the neutral zone and certainly thought that there was going to be a penalty upcoming. And the entire Fighting Irish bench thought the same, but the call doesn't come. And then the Thunder score almost immediately upon entry into the zone. And the Fighting Irish bench looking for an explanation as to the no call. And are still judging by what is being discussed on the ice, they're going to give the goal to Luke Cafati, but that was certainly Sigurdsson's goal. I think you hear the surprise on the Twin City bench as to and now a penalty on the face-off. Lane Stewart, that's the second time today he's going to take a penalty on a draw, and I think he's just frustrated as he was unable to draw the call in the neutral zone, and then immediately after Twin City scores, and now Stewart's going to be sent off completely. So I wonder if that's a misconduct or if that's a decision from the Fighting Irish bench, because the officials, you could hear it up here, said, quote, "Go sit," and we're going to give him the penalty. Wiley Nunn's now in the penalty box. But now Stewart, who's got one of the 3 goals for the Fighting Irish, is off the ice. But it doesn't. So now Wiley Nunn's going back to the bench. It's going to be 5-on-5, so I believe it's just going to be a misconduct and not a penalty. So there'll be no power play for Twin City, but Lane Stewart's going to have to cool off here late in the second period. As Sigurdsson was trying to walk his way to the goal, Holman got a stick in there last second. So they are giving the goal to Cafati from Sigurdsson and Poirier. We'll see if that gets changed. We expect it to. But for the moment, it's the 8th of the year for Luke Cafati. And the second assist of the day for Sigurdsson and for Poirier. Time of the goal, 16:08. And it is a 10-minute unsportsmanlike misconduct for Lane Stewart. That is what they have officially entered in at 16:08. An understandable frustration that he was unable to get the call, and then Cafati scores, and Przbalo will hang on for the whistle and really kind of take the momentum away from the Fighting Irish, but unable to stay composed on the draw. And unfortunately for Detroit, that's going to result in losing a forward who's got 22 points. I mean, Stewart's a good player. We've seen him good in each of the last 2 days. He's got a goal here today. As we are deep into this second period. 3:05 to go from TGH Iceplex. I'm Alex Thomas from the official training facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning. This USPHL Premier League action is part of the Hub City Tampa, as Twin City leads it 5-3 in a very rare New England versus Midwest East Division battle. Second of a 3-3 for Detroit. That shot whistles wide. They lost 8-1 here yesterday to New Hampshire. We're down 4-1 in this game. Got it to 4-3. Now down by a pair, but plenty of time left in this hockey game. Stefano Mini sends it out in front. Backhander blocked. Second opportunity right on. And Przbalo makes the save. Puck came loose to Zachary Holman, the defenseman, activating into the play. Przbalo has been perfect since entering the game and makes his best stop with 2:32 to go. Face-off will be to his right. It'll be Garrett Benoit who will take the draw. He's got Romanelli and Mini on his wings, but the Thunder are able to come away with it. It's Frankwitz. D-to-D for Poirier. Stefano Mini on him, but the Thunder are able to move it up the center, and now potential 2-on-1. Carried in by Leland. Leland trying to feed it backdoor. Perfect read by Nick Goldie, who intercepted it, number 27 in white. Another chance backdoor. Antal makes the save. Leland able to sneak in past the Detroit defense, and a real nice feed from Logan Tripp. But Derek Antal, who's come in here in the second period for the Fighting Irish, makes the save and keeps it a 2-goal hockey game on Cooper Leland. The Hampton High School product. Looking for his 4th goal this season, very nearly had it. That was a real nice feed by Logan Tripp. Obviously not going to get an assist for it, but that was point worthy. Poirier. Good stick by Goldie. It's been a nice shift for number 27. He's got a pair of goals in the season from the blue line. This is a Detroit defense that does get on the score sheet. Kudo with it now. Looking to play it out in front. Instead, he hit the back of the net and then was dumped in the corner. Tripp knocks it down with his glove, had Benoit on him, looking to feed it for Frankwitz, but missed the mark, bounces off the wall, and Twin City has to retreat. Moved up ahead by Leland. Cooper Leland able to wrestle himself free. Jagger Kelly up ahead, into the skates of Romanelli. Gets away from Poirier. Romanelli, cross for Hightower. Trying to go back, quick shot right on, and a save made by Przbalo. Hightower found his man coming in, Garrett Benoit. But Owen Przbalo, who's come in relief for Twin City in the second period. A couple of big saves now to keep Detroit at bay with 1:17 left here in the second. Jake Pernito will take the draw and wins it for Detroit. Pernito with the puck now, trying to wrap it around. Przbalo the save. Rebound comes right back to Pernito. Trying to play it up to the point. Way too much on that. It's going to come all the way down into the Detroit zone. Leduc run into by McManus. Trying to feed it for Harshaw. Lost it to Pernito, who sends it deep into the zone. Przbalo comes out, trying to ring it around the wall, kept in by Martin. Chance out in front. Now another wraparound bid by Pernito. Puck squirts loose, trying to pinch in the collect out was Holman, but it is chipped up ahead by Simopoulos. A shot hits the blocker of Antal and then bounces down. Antal didn't know where the puck was. Nobody really knew where that was. That bounced up into the roof, which is an automatic stoppage of play. So even if that did find a way to bounce in, that was going to be no goal. It bounced and it hit the lip of the ceiling here. Normally that wouldn't have come anywhere near the goal when it bounced, but because it hit the lip of the ceiling, it very nearly did find its way in. Again, wouldn't have counted, but still would have been interesting nonetheless. Pernito takes from Cracchiolo and will dump it in deep. He'll go chase after it. Run into by Vince Grotta. Grotta now run into by Martin. Detroit much more physical and active on the puck 5-on-5 today than they were yesterday. Sigurdsson, nice move, snaps a shot off the blocker of Ental. 4 seconds to go. Last shot, looking for a deflection in front, didn't come, look out! It's jammed away. Ental makes a save on Sigurdsson as the horn will sound to end the second period, which sees each team strike twice. The Thunder ballooned the lead up to 4-1 before Detroit able to fight back with 2 goals of their own, get it to 4-3, and then a goal by Luke Kafati at the 16:08 mark gives the insurance back to the Thunder, who lead this one 4-2 and are 20 minutes away from their 16th victory of the season as they try to get their second win of the week. They knocked off the Skipjacks 3-1 on Monday, or rather on Tuesday, excuse me, and look to go into the weekend. They'll be off from game action until Sunday, so looking to get these 2 points. Owen Przbalo comes in relief, and he was strong for the Thunder. They'll need him to be strong in the final 20. It's a 5-3 hockey game. You're watching USPHL Premier League action on Hockey TV from Hub City, Tampa. I'm Alex Thomas. When we return, we'll take a look at the standings in the New England Division and the Midwest East Division, and then we'll go over your scoring through 40 minutes. Again, your score, Twin City 5, Detroit 3.
We are ready to take on new challenges, new faces, new determinations with the same ultimate goal in mind. Develop, win. We are the New York Aviators.
A typical week, we try to practice 5 days a week. We usually get a gym session before ice, and then from there we go on the ice. Beginning of the week, we tend to lean more towards skill, and then later on towards the end of the week, we try to get more systematic play. That way we're developing their individual skill and then their hockey IQ in a systematic way.
The location's great. You have your own sheet of ice. You're the only team on that sheet. We have our own roller rink where everybody gets to do skills. We have our own gym, and when you have that and you're close to the beach or close to downtown, you're never bored here. It's not somewhere where you're just sitting around, the weather's bad. No, you're always with your team, you're always doing team building, you're always having a great time, and builds a lot.
We want to see every kid succeed, and it's big that every kid knows that. We really do. We're not these drill sergeants that are going to scream and yell every second and then I want to talk to you about getting better. Our goal is to have 50 guys that are succeeding. It truly is. So.
The teams that are the closest are the ones that have the most fun, and the teams that are the closest are typically the ones that do the best. So it's a big factor for us to make sure everybody's having fun, everybody's enjoying themselves.
Everybody's playing this game because they want to advance their careers, but at the same time, everybody started because it's a fun game.
I played in the USPHL my whole career. It was a no-brainer for me. If you want to get developed and you want to become a better player and you have the ambition to play college hockey, it's the right league. It is. We're worried about moving you on to the next level, and that's what the league's about, getting players ready to move on.
USPHL has advanced 2,600 players to college hockey. We're the biggest junior league in the country with over 60 teams in our Premier Division, another 25 to 30 in our Elite Division. We take a different approach. Go on to NCAA rules, not junior rules. We go under a program that spends an inordinate amount of time advancing those players. We spend time in helping them with SAT and ACT training. If you're a foreign player with TOEFL training, USPHL has the best coaches, the best players, the best opportunity for college advancement.
From Londonderry, New Hampshire, your captain of the Monarchs, winning for 17, winning, Drew Poirier.
Langford quickly gets it back. Friesen playing pitch and catch shot. Score!
Daniels through traffic goes wide. Porter centers it out in front through the legs of McKenzie. Shot, they score! Ryan Cardo. Lizotte sends it down low. Enderly, shot, score! Riley Enderly, power play goal.
The emotions right here for 60 minutes. That's what we need on this week today.
Very much a missed presence in this organization, but he's been an inspiration, and the Monarchs, playing for him, have gotten themselves back on even footing. How about that? It's Eric Brown again.
we try to practice 5 days a week. We usually get a gym session before ice, and then from there we go on the ice. Beginning of the week, we tend to lean more towards skill, and then later on towards the end of the week, we try to get more systematic play. That way we're developing their individual skill and then their hockey IQ in a systematic way.
The location's great. You have your own sheet of ice. You're the only team on that sheet. We have our own roller rink where everybody gets to do skills. We have our own gym, and when you have that and you're close to the beach or close to downtown, you're never bored here. It's not somewhere where you're just sitting around, the weather's bad. No, you're always with your team, you're always doing team building, you're always having a great time, and builds a lot.
We want to see every kid succeed, and it's big that every kid knows that. We really do. We're not these drill sergeants that are going to scream and yell every second and then not want to talk to you about getting better. Our goal is to have 50 guys that are succeeding. It truly is. So.
The teams that are the closest are the ones that have the most fun, and the teams that are the closest are typically the ones that do the best. So, it's a big factor for us to make sure everybody's having fun, everybody's enjoying themselves.
Everybody's playing this game because they want to advance their careers, but at the same time, everybody started because it's a fun game.
I played in the USPHL my whole career. It was a no-brainer for me. If you want to get developed and you want to become a better player and you have the ambition to play college hockey, it's the right league. It is. We're worried about moving you on to the next level, and that's what the league's about, getting players ready to move on.
USPHL has advanced 2,600 players to college hockey. We're the biggest junior league in the country with over 60 teams in our premier division, another 25 to 30 in our elite division. We take a different approach. Go on to NCAA rules, not junior rules. We go under a program that spends an inordinate amount of time advancing those players. We spend time in helping them with SAT and ACT training. If you're a foreign player with TOEFL training, USPHL has the best coaches, the best players, the best opportunity for college advancement.
From the Londonderry, New Hampshire, here, captain of the Monarchs, winning for the team, winning, Drew Poirier.
Quickly gets it back, Friesen. Playing pitch and catch shot, score!
Daniels, through traffic goes wide. Porter centers it out in front. 40 minutes gone by, and we still don't have a clear idea of who's going to come away with these 2 points. There's a lot on the line here in the final 20 minutes. Yes, Twin City leads this 5-3, but it seemed like the Detroit Fighting Irish were getting all the momentum late in that second period. It's a big goal by Luke Cafati that gets Twin City back up 5-3. 2 goals each for Justin Harshaw, who scored at 2:35 of the first period and 3:21 in the second period in the power play, and Jack Saavedra, who scored at 14:31 of the first, shorthanded, and 19:01 of the first in the power play. Were the first 4 goal scorers for Twin City. We mentioned that Cafati goal from Sigurdsson and Poirier at 16:08 that put the Thunder up 5-3. Detroit, meanwhile, got a Matt Martin goal in the first period at 3:10, their only goal of the frame. And then they got Lane Stewart's 11th in the season, 4:13 into the second. And then Jake Pernito's centering pass hits a body and finds its way in at 6:46 of the middle frame. That made it a 4-3 game at the time. Cafati's goal looms large as it made it a 5-3 game in favor of Twin City. The Thunder have been on the power play 6 times. They have struck twice. They're 2 for 6. Meanwhile, Detroit is 0 for 2 on the power play and has surrendered a shorthanded goal. You don't need me to tell you that special teams has been a factor in this game. 3 of the 5 Thunder goals have come either a man up or a man down today, while Detroit has scored 3 times at 5-on-5. And they have actually carried the pace of the play at 5-on-5 for large portions of this hockey game, but have had trouble beating Owen Prisbala, who entered the game. Jacob Snellenberg started, played 26 minutes and 46 seconds, made just 6 saves on 9 shots. Meanwhile, Daniel McCarthy started for Detroit, but he only made 8 saves on 11 shots in the first period. Derek Antal took over and played the second period. Both he and Prisbalo will remain in the game as we head to the final 20 minutes of play. And just to update you, Antal in that second period made 10 saves on 12 shots. Prisbalo in 13-14 of action stopped all 9 shots that he faced. Take a look at the divisional standings in the USPHL in the New England and the Midwest East divisions. In the New England division, the Boston Junior Bruins started here in Hub City, Tampa. They're back home now in Marlborough, Massachusetts. They're 26-10-1 through 37 games for 53 points, tops in the division. The Islanders Hockey Club is 25-5-0 for 50 points in 30 games. They are in second place and have 7 games in hand and are only 3 points behind the Bruins. So the Islanders are in an excellent spot right now to potentially win the division, as are the Northern Cyclones, who are 19-6-1 for 39 points through 26 games. Springfield also has 39 points there, 18-12-3 through 33 games in fourth. Bridgewater is in fifth. The Junior Bandits are 16-6-3, 35 points this season. This Twin City team is 15-9-1, 31 points in 25 games. They sit in sixth place. Now they need this win today to keep pace with Bridgewater, who got an overtime victory over the Bruins yesterday. South Shore Kings are 12-15-1, 25 points in seventh place. The Junior Monarchs, compliments of their win yesterday over Detroit, are now 10-12-2, 22 points in eighth place. And the Boston Advantage, which is 5-16-0 in their first season, 10 points in 21 games, they're last place in the New England division. In the Midwest East, it is MJDP, 59 points, a 28-4-3 record. He's in first place. The Chicago Cougars are 24-9-2, 50 points in second place. Gafati's shot was blocked. Fort Wayne has 34 points there in third. Decatur, 31 points in fourth. And Detroit, with a 12-15-1 record, has 25 points in fifth place. And then it's the Blackbirds with 18 points, and Motor City, just one win in 29 games, in dead last in the Midwest East. So a win for Detroit with games in hand would get them within 4 points of the Decatur Blaze. So this is a big opportunity for them here in this third period, down by 2. Even if they can just get it to extra time and at least get a point, it'd be a big opportunity for this Detroit team. That's our look at the standings, as we are about 50 seconds into this third period, and a shot from an angle from Jager Kelly is gobbled up by Prisballo. I'm Alex Thomas, happy to have you alongside 5-3 Thunder over the Detroit Fighting Irish here on a Thursday morning. Frankwitz moves it up ahead for Leland. Drop back for Poirier, but he's offside. Take a look quickly at the scoreboard throughout the USPHL Premier League today. One game is final from Advent Health Center Ice. The Islanders Hockey Club blowing out the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs 7-1. Our game here, 5-3. Twin City over the Detroit Fighting Irish. And then over at Advent Health Center Ice on Rink C at 11:05, the Connecticut Junior Rangers and New York Aviators will continue Hub City, Tampa. And 11:45 over in Clearwater, South Shore Kings, Utica Junior Comets will take on each other in Hub City, Tampa action. Over in Lakeland at 2 p.m., it's the Skipjacks and the PAL Junior Islanders with Hub City, Tampa action. As we get a penalty upcoming here, it's going to be a cross-check against Twin City. So again, 3 more games from Hub City, Tampa. Junior Rangers and Aviators at 11:05 at Advent Health. Comets and South Shore Kings at 11:45 in Clearwater. And in Lakeland at 2 p.m., it's the Junior Islanders and the Skipjacks. San Diego Sabres and Tampa Bay Juniors will meet tonight at 6 p.m. over at Hertz Arena. And there's a couple of games going on out west and in the Midwest as well. In our game here, Detroit is 0 for 2 in the power play. It won't matter if they can score here. They very nearly Holman on the feed across. Prisballo couldn't hang on to it. He thought he had that covered, but the puck jarred loose. They try to find Zach Holman back door as the puck bounces up to the blue line and is kept in. He was wide open. Holman trying to go back door for Wiley Nunn. Pass missed him. The play is open. They just haven't connected on it here. Hightower at the blue line. They're waiting for him to erupt offensively. Nunn deflects a run-back feed right on goal, and Prisballo will make the save with a $1.25 on the power play. But that was a very good look for the Thunder. We'll take another offensive zone face-off here. This time it'll be Dominic Romanelli. The Thunder able to move it up ahead. Jack Savager's already struck shorthanded once, and now he's going to draw a penalty. And Detroit is going to, they're going to take a penalty just 47 seconds into this power play. And it's going to wipe their third man advantage of the day off the board. They will be 0 for 3 with a chance to draw back within 1. Jack Saavedra has been outstanding in the PK for the Thunder. As that time, Zachary Holman hauled them down just over the blue line. So we will play 4-on-4 with 17:48 to go in regulation time here from TGH Iceplex, the official training facility of the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. One of the host buildings here in Hub City, Tampa, along with Advent Health Center Ice. Games also being played in Clearwater and Lakeland. 4-on-4, not quite shorthanded yet. Saavedra. Kafati. Far side, Luke Kafati, his shot whistles wide. 40 seconds away from a power play opportunity here for the Thunder. They're 2 for 6, and a power play goal would go a long way to, well, they're going to lose the power play. Scratch that, a penalty coming from behind the play, and it's going to be against the Thunder. So for the next 29 seconds, it'll be a 4-on-3 power play for Detroit. It's hauled down behind the play. So it's going to be an offensive zone penalty for the Thunder. And it'll be Chip Strano who's going to take it. So it'll be 4-on-3 for Detroit for 29 seconds. And we'll go back to 4-on-4, and then it'll be another brief 5-on-4. But for the Fighting Irish, with 17:04 to go in this hockey game, it's a great opportunity for them to get back in and within a goal. They will win the draw. And the puck is stolen and cleared by the Thunder. As Antol will settle it down and leave it for Shane Rombach. Rombach takes it into the offensive zone. Shane Rombach holds on to it. 7 seconds left on the 4-on-3. Pass missed. Rombach comes to Poirier. He'll try to clear it down the ice, and he does. And we get a whistle. I believe that may have clipped the glove. That's the second time that's happened today on a clear deep from the Thunder end. Staying in play, but just catching a glove hanging over the boards on the Thunder bench. So instead of a clear and the penalty expiring, now with 2 seconds left, it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for Detroit. And off a scrum, it is collected and cleared. So now Detroit is 0 for 4 as that 4-on-3 power play goes by the wayside. There's about 38 seconds left of 4-on-4 time, and then Detroit will get another power play. Rombach will chip it up ahead. Romanelli takes it in. Romanelli turning, firing one right on, and no rebound by Owen Prisbalo. Well, that's one of his trademarks, number 31 in black. He has excellent rebound control. And you see it again on display here. Through traffic, Romanelli able to get a good look from the high slot. A quick shot, and sometimes you'll see a rebound in a play like that. It can generate another scoring chance, but Prisbalo will be able to hang on to it. Frankwitz turned it over, a shot blocked. That one came off the stick of Kostecki. Frankwitz with 11 seconds of 4-on-4 time left. Up for Harshaw, who's already got a power play goal today. Now see if he can do something 4-on-4. Takes it in the blue line. High wrist shot over the glove of Antol. Moved up ahead. Detroit on the power play for the next 40 seconds. This one 5-on-4. It's their 5th of the day. They are 0 for 4. It's going to be cleared down the length of the ice. Antol is going to come out and settle it behind his own goal, trying to push the pace. Looked for Rombach, turned it over. It was Lane Robichaud, the extra forward today, seen a heavy roll in the penalty kill. And he flutters a backhander deep into the Detroit zone. 18 seconds left on the power play. Fighting Irish trying to get something going nearly 5 minutes in to this third period. Kostecki, they're going to feed it down low for Hightower. 5 seconds left in the power play. Thunder collect it, and they will clear it down the length of the ice. Arcolini does the honors, and Detroit now 0 for 5 on the power play. So 5 minutes gone by in the third period, and the Fighting Irish unable to cut into the lead on 3 separate power play opportunities. All of them abbreviated, but still 3 power play opportunities nonetheless. Icing waved off. Arcolini knew it as he looked sky high. It just caught a piece of his shin. Just over 14 and a half to go. Benoit trying to keep it in here for the Fighting Irish. Comes down low. Carlisle turns it over to quick shot from an angle, knocked away by Prisbalo. That was Pernito, who's got the puck now. Trying to center it out in front and hit Arcolini and comes in the near corner. Romanelli back up to the blue line. Cracchiolo keeps it in. Romanelli swipes it into the corner. Big hit by Arcolini. Knocked the man down. Taken up ahead by the Thunder. It is Demersher. Dumps it into the Detroit zone and he'll go for a change. Taken up ahead. Dumped in by Leduc, who takes a hit by Arcolini and then a huge hit down low that's going to result in a penalty. Stefano Mini was hit yesterday in the first period and comes back in today and takes a huge hit down low from Chip Strano, who's going to go to the penalty box. So it'll be a power play for Detroit. They're 6th of the hockey game and a golden opportunity to get back within one. They'll look to center it out in front for Wiley Nunn, who scored yesterday on the man advantage. He is their net front presence here in the power play. He gets right to the front of the net, stick down, knows exactly where he needs to be. They've tried to feed him a couple of times and they've come close. Hightower moves it up ahead. This is a huge opportunity for Detroit. They'll carry it into the offensive zone. This is sent in deep. Around the wall, takes a bounce, a favorable bounce for Justin Harshaw, who moves it up ahead. Now a chance, shorthanded, quick shot off the blocker of Antall. That was McManus. Now Wiley Nunn steps into Harshaw in the neutral zone, and he's laboring as he heads back to the bench. Wiley Nunn stepped in to Justin Harshaw and lit him up at center ice, and Harshaw gets right back up, but in some pain as he heads to the bench. 55 seconds left on the power play, and Detroit really hasn't gotten much set up here. Rombach. Quickly up ahead, tapped into the zone by Martin. Poirier trying to vacate it. Unable to do so. Rombach around Kafati, chipped up ahead by Sigurdsson. Trying to feed Kafati short-handed. That somehow stayed in play. It hit the top of the glass and bounced right back in as Martin will send it deep. Grotta rings it around the wall. Rombach. Up ahead for Luke Kafati. Kafati poked off his stick, and then he stood up in the slot area. Tried to go head-to-head with Zachary Holman, who dumped him down. Romanelli with the puck. Moves it up ahead with 9 seconds left in the power play. So a couple of big hits for Detroit, but no real scoring chances as Romanelli partially fanned on the shot, still found its way into the blue paint. But out of the danger zone. Penalty's been killed. Sigurdsson, and now look out. Wiley Nunn is throwing punches. This is behind the play. Wiley Nunn. And now the coaches are going and yelling at each other. Wiley Nunn, I'm not sure what he was doing there. I don't think he liked the hit from Chip Strano, who took the penalty. And then Wiley Nunn goes in and starts throwing punches, and now both coaches are fired up. He waits for Chip Strano to come out of the penalty box, and then Wiley Nunn just drops him. And now the coaches are still going at it heavily, and this could boil over in a 2-goal game with 11:42 left. And now Rombach is getting into it as he went right in front of the Twin City bench to collect the equipment of Wiley Nunn. and he had some words, and the coaches are still yelling at each other, and now Kafani's coming over, and now one of the captains for Detroit is Hightower's having some words with the Twin City coaches. I mean, this could get out of hand real quickly. Rombach comes out. Strano's got his equipment, check that. Wiley Nunn has his equipment, and there's no doubt about it that his day is done. Chip Strano never even got the gloves off to throw a punch, so I highly doubt he's going to take a penalty. Let's call it what it is. I mean, he got jumped by Wiley Nunn when he was coming out of the penalty box, and I understand it, standing up for a teammate. We saw that yesterday. I get it. I understand it completely from Wiley Nunn's standpoint. I get it, but in a 2-goal game, there's going to be 7 straight minutes of power play time coming up here for the Thunder. And when you look at how much time's left in this hockey game, that is not a good formula for a comeback. So we know Wiley Nunn's day is done. There's 7 minutes of penalty time on the board. We saw this situation yesterday where there was, I believe it was Kyle Hauer who's suspended today and not in the lineup, who did something similar late in the game yesterday. He got 5 minutes for fighting, and it was a 5-minute major, the only penalty called. So I believe it's going to be 5-2, if I had to guess, for Wiley Nunn. But right now, the only thing that's on the board is a 2-minute roughing to Wiley Nunn. At least that's all we have on the live scoring. But there is 7 minutes of penalty time on the board here. So I would imagine they're going to add a 5 for fighting. And it's going to be a 7-minute power play for Twin City. Well, once it is officially scored, we'll let you know. But for the next 6 minutes and 54 seconds, it's going to be a Twin City power play. And Leduc was coming around hard and nearly ran over Prisbalo. Keep an eye on that. Saavedra comes into the zone. Drops it back up top for Frankwitz. Poirier. D-to-D for Frankwitz. Thunder with Poirier now have 6.5 left on the power play and up by a pair. Shot right on. Sigurdsson providing the screen, and give Derek Antal credit. He was able to see that puck from a distance and glove it down for a whistle. So 6:24 on the power play, 11:06 in regulation. Kafani to take the draw for the Twin City power play. He wins it. This is chipped up ahead by Hightower. The captain, Clay Hightower, drops it back. Quick shot right on. Prisbalo the save. Hightower able to connect with Garrett Benoit, who stepped into a shot, but Prisbalo not only makes the save, but we've said this a few times again, no rebound, and that's been key because Hightower was right on the doorstep. With 10:56 to go, and Hightower on an offensive zone penalty kill, offensive zone draw on the penalty kill, I should say. Out there against Kafani, who wins it. Poirier, Saavedra, Kafani trying to wheel around Hightower. Instead, he'll pirouette back into his own zone, plays it up ahead for Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson, Kafani, went off his backhand. Rombach has 2 black jerseys come on him. Sigurdsson digs it free, banks it off the wall, up top for Frankwitz. Looking, shooting right on, and a save made by Antal. No rebound with Kafani on the doorstep. He takes a bit of a hack from Rombach, and he turns, and they exchange some words. And I think that's going to, at this point, be the priority of the officials. Don't let this boil over with 10:28 to go. Especially if Twin City can tack on a power play goal or 2 here for over the next 5:47. Siakudo off the wall for Strano, who took the blows from Wiley Nunn and a point shot, gloved down by Antal, and he'll make the save. It was Evanenko who stepped into it on the far side. No goals here so far in the third period, but fireworks nonetheless. All of the physical variety with 10:20 to go in the frame and 5:39 on the power play. Another face-off win for Twin City. Evanenko's shot knocked down, and it goes in off the blocker of Antal, and then it rolls into the goal. A power play marker for Evanenko. His first of the season for Premier. It's 6-3 Thunder. Their third power play goal of the game. Evanenko's initial shot was stopped, and the rebound creeped into the goal at 9 minutes and 47 seconds of this third period. Zach Evanenko's first goal, first point with Premier this season. It's a power play marker. That makes it 6-3 halfway through this third period. Martin with some physical stuff. We got another penalty coming, and here we go again. In the corner, this time it's Martin. He and Cooper Leland are tied up. And that's going to do it, I believe, for the day for both Martin and Leland, as the officials are not going to have any of that. And honestly, at this point, that's probably the smart play. It's a 3-goal game with 10:03 to go. There's still 5 minutes and 22 seconds left of power play time for Twin City. So Leland and Martin go off. And at this point, you just want to get through the remainder of this game with any real issues. So that's 3 players that have been sent off. Martin and Nunn for Detroit, and Leland for Twin City. Or was a penalty call on that play? It was coming against the Thunder. So it should be 4-on-4 here, and it will be. Well, at least I thought it was going to be, but then a skater hopped on the ice late, so it's still and there's nothing up on the board. It looked like there was a penalty coming initially. There is a Thunder player in the penalty box. We'll try and get the explanation for it. We'll play on. At the very least, we know there's 2 misconducts, but there looked to be a penalty upcoming. Then nobody ended up in the box. So they have adjusted the penalties for Wiley Nunn at 8:18. It is a 2-minute roughing call and a 5-minute major for face mask. So that's where you get the 7 power play minutes. And, of course, Nunn also gets a game misconduct, which most likely will eliminate him from the next Detroit contest, which is tomorrow morning against the Jersey Hitmen, 10:30 at Ellington. Well, we'll see what the penalty situation was on that latest scrum with now 9:20 to go. So initially, as Frankwitz's shot goes high, initially that was going to be a 2-minute roughing penalty to Cooper Leland. Martin also takes a roughing penalty, so those will wash out. And then each Leland and Martin get a 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct that'll end their afternoons, or late mornings, I suppose. So they're both done. As the focus now on a 3-goal game, and they score. What a move! What a goal! Dawson Gendro, power play goal, 4th of the season. Oh, it certainly looked like from that angle that Gendro was going to dish it off. Instead, he turned on the extra gear, drove to the net, and labeled it over the shoulder of Antal. It is 7-3. Time of the goal is 11 minutes and I believe 13 seconds on the power play. Yeah, it is 11-13. It is Gendro's goal from Poirier, his 3rd assist of the day, and Frankwitz, his 2nd helper. That first power play goal by Evanenko at 9:47 was assisted by McManus and Leland. So Leland gets a point before his morning gets cut short. Now Poirier's high shot in and out of the glove of Antal with still 3.5 minutes of power play time left. Prisbalo quickly up ahead for Frankwitz. Twin City well on their way to their 16th victory of the season. And Detroit, who's given up 15 goals in back-to-back days now, is in danger of dropping their first 2 in this 3-game and 3-day set. And they'll take on a Jersey Hitmen team that is starting to find their stride tomorrow morning. Again, that game 10:30 a.m. over in Ellington on Hockey TV. That shot goes wide. Centering attempt by Simopoulos was blocked, came right back to him. Has Evanenko at the blue line. He holds it now. Evanenko with 7:45 left in the hockey game. Simopoulos fires a shot, knocked down by Antal. Rebound by Harshaw, pushed wide of the backhand. He'll send it down low. McManus comes up to the blue line, kept in Briefly, however, as it's chipped out to center. Good pressure by Detroit. Evanenko gets it right back. Peels inside of his own blue line. Dishes it up for Harshaw. At center, he'll wind. McManus deflects it in. Comes right to a Fighting Irish defender, and he'll clear it down the length of the ice with 7:18 to go. Prisbala will give it for Evanenko. Stefano Mini trying to apply the pressure. Evanenko shakes him off with ease. Moves it up ahead for Sigurdsson. Gains the offensive zone. Sigurdsson, what a move! Trying to cut to the backhand, poked away by Hightower. Sigurdsson in the corner now, digging away for a loose puck. 7 minutes even to go in the hockey game. Sigurdsson, what a move! What a goal! Sigurdsson buries it. It's the third power play goal of this 7-minute advantage for Twin City. Sigurdsson won a puck battle in the corner, walked his way into the slot and fired it home. It's 8-3 Thunder. Time of the goal on the power play, 13 minutes and 5 seconds for Sigurdsson, the third power play goal of the period. And Wiley Nunn's 17 minutes of penalty time is going to be the dagger into the heart of Detroit, as the Thunder have blown a 2-goal game into a 5-goal game. And that is likely schools out as Kafati moves it up ahead. Sigurdsson going to the goal. Kafati's shot blocked. It was Hightower who got on the lane. Sigurdsson walking in, dishes it off. Wrist shot too high off the stick of Strano. Back up top for Evanenko. Saavedra, his shot deflected right on. Saved by Antol. Rebound. Side of the goal. Detroit collects it. Slapped up to the line. Not out. Evanenko keeps it in on the clearing attempt. Stepping in, Saavedra. Antol makes a save and will hang on for a whistle. 89 seconds of power play time to go. 6:10 left in the period and in the game, as Twin City has blown up 5-3. It was a 4-3 lead. Now it is a 5-3 game. Now it's an 8-3 game. Sigurdsson unassisted. It was 4-1 early in the second period. If Detroit started to take the game over, they scored twice to make it 4-3, as we mentioned. Twin City got it to 5-3 on a late goal in the second period, and then this 7-minute power play has already given them 3 goals. And cemented 2 big points here for Twin City, who's already won 1 this week, 3-1 over the Skipjacks on Tuesday. They'll be off until Super Sunday, when they'll be over in Ellington at 3:45 to take on Atlanta. And then they'll have a rematch with the Skipjacks on Monday morning at 8 a.m. at Advent Health Center ice. Thunder entering a difficult stretch, as this will be moved up ahead, but they're going to start it on a good note. Carlisle will swipe it in deep. 35 seconds left in the power play. Twin City 3 for 7 on the man advantage, but they've scored 5 goals on the power play today and scored 1 shorthanded, in addition to their 2 5-on-5 goals. Arcolini moved up ahead by Gendro, who scored here on the power play in this third period. Shot from the wall right on and gobbled up on Benny Lane Robichaud's shot. Look, with 4:51 remaining in the hockey game. Doubleheader action here from TGH Iceplex. We'll have Premier League action coming up next. The Northern Cyclones, one of the top teams in the Premier League, bring their potent offense to Brandon as they take on the New York Aviators. It's the 4th meeting in Hub City, Tampa between the teams. Cyclones have taken each of the first 3. Should be a physical affair coming up here, as a shot from Poirier hit a discarded stick in the slot and goes wide. Don't believe that would have had a chance to score on that shot by Poirier, but I don't think that's what he was going for there. He was looking for the side of the goal deflection. So the penalties are over. We are back to 5-on-5, but the damage is more than done by Twin City, who strikes not once, not twice, but 3 times to balloon this lead up to 8-3. We have 4 minutes left in regulation time, and the message has been sent by the officials: any kind of extracurricular in your morning is over, if they try to keep this game under control. Now here's the thing about that, is these two teams are going to share a bus for the 35-minute drive back to Saddlebrook Resort after this. That will be an interesting bus ride, to be sure. This is chipped up and out of play. Happy to have you on this Thursday morning. Once again, I am Alex Thomas. You are watching USPHL Premier League hockey from Hub City, Tampa. We mentioned first of two from TGH Iceplex, which is the official training facility of the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. One of the rinks being used here in Hub City, Tampa. Of course, Advent Health Center Ice is the real mothership, if you will. But satellite rinks here at TGH in Brandon, in Lakeland, in Clearwater, Ellington. So, a lot of hockey action here in the Sunshine State. An initiative that, will be realistic here, saved the USPHL season, as that is hung on to with 3:05 to go. And it's also allowed for matchups that you normally wouldn't see in a normal season. That's why, it's been so rare to see these Midwest East teams take on New England Division teams. Sometimes you'll get those matchups during a showcase weekend, but very rarely do you see those matchups at any point during the regular season. But I've been able to get those here in Hub City, Tampa. That's been a relief to teams like the Twin City Thunder, who, at the NCDC and Premier level, they're the only team in the state of Maine. So as Simopolis is dumped, it's real tough to get game action. Of course, the New England states and New Jersey have shut down interstate play for the state of hockey. So without this opportunity, really, everybody was going to be out of luck. A team that Detroit played yesterday, the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs, only have one other team in the state to play, the Northern Cyclones. And their Premier and NCDC teams played each other 5 straight times. And Cyclones Elite, who will take the ice next, had no opponent in the state of New Hampshire. They didn't play a USPHL game from the first weekend of November, or actually, from the first week of November until they came to Hub City, Tampa. They played some exhibitions against the PWHPA, but that was it. Poirier, with 2 minutes to go, moves it up ahead for Logan Tripp. Will dump this puck in, chasing after it and collecting it are the Fighting Irish. And this Colin Leduc, who has proven to be a Swiss Army knife for this Detroit team. Played defense yesterday, lined up at right wing today. We've seen him take some shifts on D today as well. So an all-around player who's also added a point today. He's got an assist on the goal by Jake Pernito that made it 4-3. 6:46 into the second period. It was a nice bounce for Detroit. Got him within 1. They had all the momentum. But Twin City got that goal to make it 5-3. And after that, Detroit lost their cool, took a couple of penalties. Ended up being the dagger to Wiley Nunn. 7 straight minutes of power play time for Twin City. They pumped home 3 goals, and that was all she wrote here today from TGH Iceplex. 70 seconds to go. Simopolis will chase after it. Icing is waved off as the Detroit Fighting Irish will have to regroup and get set tomorrow morning to take on the Jersey Hitmen. For the Thunder, they'll have some practice time as Brisbalo hangs on for a whistle. .2 seconds left. The Thunder will move to 16-9-1. They'll have 33 points. They will remain in 6th place in the ultra-competitive New England division, but will draw closer to the Bridgewater Junior Bandits, who sit in 5th. As Brisbalo will eye that one perfectly from the blue line and hang on with 47.3 seconds left. Shots on goal right now, 38-32 in favor of Twin City, who's outshot Detroit 15-9 in this third period. Detroit did have the advantage in shots, 14-12 after the second period, but were outshot 11-9, and they get one late. Pernito with 41 seconds even to go. So Detroit gets one back late in the hockey game, and for Jack Pernito, he came into the game with 2 goals in the season. He's going to walk out with 2 goals on the day. This one coming at 19-19 in the third period. as this is sent in by the Thunder. And that's going to be another goal for Twin City. So yeah, they're going to run the clock out here, I think, and hear that being called. But a 5-goal lead restored. It's 9-4. So Pernito God, oh, they're not going to run it out. Thought we heard the official mention that, but Pernito does get one back for Detroit. And then as we were about to wrap things up, Twin City got one to make it 9-4. And that's going to be your final score here today. Gavin Simopoulos unassisted. So Pernito unassisted and Simopoulos unassisted in the final minute of play. It's the 8th goal of the year for Simopoulos as the horn will sound to end this one, which sees Twin City pick up the victory here today. The power play put it away in the third period. Detroit fought back from a 4-1 deficit, got it to 4-3. They were close, but Twin City pulls away. They get one late in the second to make it 5-3, and then 3 on the power play in the third period on 7 consecutive minutes of power play time after Wiley Nunn took a 5-minute face mask and a 2-minute roughing penalty. So Twin City moves to 16-9-1 in the season, 33 points. They move closer to the Bridgewater Junior Bandits as they try to work their way up the New England Division standings. Detroit drops their second game in a row. They are now 12-16-1 on the season. For Detroit, right back at it tomorrow to close out this 3-game in 3-day set. The 10:30 a.m. puck drop from Ellington. They'll take on the Jersey Hitmen. You can catch that game on Hockey TV. The Thunder off from game action until Sunday. They'll also be in Ellington. That's a 3:45 p.m. puck drop against Atlanta. Once again, your final score, Twin City 9, Detroit 4. The pleasure's been all mine for our entire Hockey TV team. I'm Alex Thomas saying so long from TGH Iceplex. USPHL Elite League action comes your way next as the Northern Cyclones take on the New York Aviators.